I bought this heavily neglected BMW S1000RR, but with these new discoveries, I think that this is honestly a financial disaster.
21 fault codes.
The cluster already looks like a Christmas tree, but that was only 10% of the real issues. But then what I discovered at the back of the motorcycle made me want to cry. Somebody thought it was a good idea to cut into the main harness of the motorcycle with cheap tape and cuts everywhere.
Because this has all been retaped. You see this tape here?
Yeah, makes sense, yeah.
So whenever you see tape on a motorcycle that looks new, you always need to ask the question, why? You see, they've been pulling them out here. So somebody's definitely, dun, dun, dun.
If there's a short in this wiring harness, I might have to replace the entire wiring harness. But honestly, I think there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Check why.
This bike, in this immaculate conditions, only got 23,000 kilometers on it.
So this is the bike that we're going to be doing today. And what are we going to do? What are we doing? We actually hooked it up on the diagnostic machines at Dino Motorcycle Works. Over there, that's where we are. So this guy's amazing with these RRs. So we're going to hook it up and then we want to read the codes and see exactly what's happening on the motor, because of this motor is not running right. And for some odd reason, it seems as if it's got a short. Because you see, when I switch on the cluster, the Christmas light, and I don't understand why it's doing that. So I definitely know that he knows it. You know me, I only know a limited amount of stuff and I keep talking too much as if I know, but I actually don't know as much. I had to give the bike a little bit of a scrub down before doing diagnostics because it was a bit dirty. If they catch you doing that in a workshop, you are gone, boy. I had a blow job, now I'm done. Dean is saying something to me that I just don't understand or believe. The main driver for me to be making this content is to make sure that my son is financially well off, because he did suffer from cancer in his kidney. So financials are very important. So by you guys liking and subscribing really helps me just to make sure that he's sorted on his end. And for every bolt I'm making loose, I'm just making loose of all the bad decisions I've made in my life, and every single bolt that you see us putting back onto this bike is just reaffirming that we are going to make it. So if there's anything that you guys want to do in your life, don't hesitate, do it now. Don't waste time. Let's carry on with the video. Oh, hi, by the way.
What's up, guys? This bike in this immaculate conditions, only got 23,000 kilometers on it.
Funny guy. You're no longer a technician, you're a comedian. It's got 20, according to the VIN and the diagnostics.
The VIN number on the ECU and the VIN number on the frame matches.
So
true mileage.
23,000 kilometers. Yeah. Well, 23 and some change, right?
Yeah, 23,991.
Oh, snap.
Almost
Okay.
24.
Okay. And can you see the year model?
Yeah, well, this one says production date 2010.
So it's a 2010 model?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's
one says it's 2010 as well.
Right there. Okay. That's actually a very cool thing, because if the mileage is so low and I can get the bike to become really in good condition, you must know that I can sell this bike for a real good premium price. And there's a very good chance that this bike can actually run very hard on the back straight as compared to other S1Ks of its same year model. So what Dean is going to be doing, going to be running the ECU and seeing if there's any fault codes or anything that that we should be looking out for, and then we have a roadmap so that when the bike goes out from here, all that we just have to deal with is just cosmetics. Mechanically, we know that everything is fine, even though we still have some wiring issues that Dean will probably have to help us with all that stuff. Whatever that shouldn't be here is going to come out. You lucky buggers would be able to win. Not win, buy.
21 fault codes, but there's a lot to do with the instrument cluster.
Like how it's showing the Christmas tree on it.
Yep.
Not
rear wheel speed sensor, then exhaust servo motor. But let's delete it and let's see what comes back.
Remember that the S1Ks save all the information on the ECU, so knowing exactly what's on the ECU and what's been saved on the ECU will give you a clear representation of where the history of this bike is. So if we clear these things, we'll know exactly what to do next to be able to fix this bike. Rear wheel speed sensor.
So that's the sensor that's inside over there. So you see that ring over there? That's the pickup ring. And then
the sensor sits
inside there.
So it's either
the sensor's damaged, or we've got to check the wiring along the way. There could be a break in the wiring.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes the wires get burnt with the exhaust.
Yeah.
Could be a bad connection.
Yeah.
Or just the actual sensor that's faulty. But what we can do is we can just run a test plan for it, spin the wheel, and then we'll be able to see if it's reading the pickup ring or not.
Okay. You need to remember that the front wheel and the rear wheel work in conjunction with the ABS. So if the rear wheel is not working properly, then the ABS is not working properly.
So this cluster that's illuminated like this, bro.
Yo, now it's time for us to try to sort out what's happening with the cluster, with it being a Christmas tree like that. You must remember that this cluster does not come from this bike, but it's not supposed to actually act like this. So we're trying to figure out and find out why exactly is the cluster acting like this. Maybe there's an earth shortage, but there's something up with this wiring on this bike, what you see in the video just now.
So then we know we've got a wiring issue. Then there's a short somewhere inside the wiring loom.
Okay, because even when you start the Boney, the rev counter doesn't move.
Is it?
Yeah, no.
Where did you get this rev counter?
From another guy.
Another guy who knows about. But it's getting hot, eh? Sure.
Yeah, maybe because of all these lights that are on. Maybe.
But the LEDs, it shouldn't. I think the simplest way to check this out, let's pop another one on here. If we put another one on here and the lights stay illuminated, then we know the problem's with the bike. If not, then the problem's with this cluster.
Okay. Let's see, at least those issues got sorted out. That's not too much of an issue. So the only thing that we just have to sort out is just that small yana. That. Then after that, it's probably going to be a proper service on it. And then fork seals. and then fork seals as well. Yeah.
Fork seals.
But I'm sure this is just dirt inside the seal. We'll try to clean it out first.
Mechanic says you need
to.
Mechanic says we need to replace put new.
We're gonna mechanic it. We'll mechanic it, cabotage it. Not a problem. So we still have to do that.
And Appleton.
Yeah, no, definitely that's gonna be. Oh damn! Look at that.
Jeez.
That is ugly. But as I said, yeah, definitely we have to do most of the service.
Yep.
And then I think this fork leg we have to change because you see over there.
Yo.
On the stanchion, we have to replace that because of if the fork bottoms out, you must know that it's going to leak again, and there's a chance that it could collapse. The stanchion. Oh yeah, and we are using Inco power tools here, so yeah. Now you'll know.
There's no coolant in here.
Yeah, it hasn't actually ran. So what happened is that I disconnected the radiator. I wanted to take it off because of these clamps here on top. I'm not sure if you can see them. They actually broke off. I wanted to see if maybe I could just replace just this thing on top instead of replacing the whole radiator. Is that possible?
Yep.
It is, no? Oh, with Dean, everything is possible.
With Dean sorted out.
Yeah. Dean even sells beef cornflakes.
I'm telling you, dude.
Barbecue cornflakes.
Barbecue flavor cornflakes.
So then I think it's just this wiring just here. I'm not sure what this is for.
I might have another plug for this.
If only budget allowed us, we would be able to rip apart the cylinder head and just make sure that way mechanically everything is fine. But Dino will obviously try to rip in as much as possible. Whatever he sees that is a must change, we'll just have to change it. Now comes the part where I notice the biggest issue that I'm going to have on this motorcycle. Check here. What's up with these S1Ks and the bad wiring?
Cutting and joining now, bro.
Maybe that's the other thing that's causing the cluster to act all funny and stuff.
Possibility. We'll have to open up all of this and just check nicely because this has all been retaped. You see this tape here?
Yeah, makes sense, yeah.
So whenever you see tape on a motorcycle that looks new, you always need to ask the question, why? Yeah. That means somebody else was in there that recently put tape on. It's not the OEM stuff that's on there.
Yeah.
It's recently been worked on. Why is it being worked on? Have they had any other electrical issues like we're having right now? So I think our best bet is just to open this up. Let's see what was done, what happened, why it happened, and then we can just work from there.
Okay, great. Right by the relays, yeah.
So somebody was making isn't yoga stuff there.
Yeah, no, definitely, because even with the actual relays themselves, it's a bit of a funny story too.
Yeah.
You check all that.
See, they've been pulling them out here. So somebody's definitely... Ooh.
Oh, no. That's open.
Dun, dun, dun.
There we see.
So yeah, there's definitely been some work done on here. They've had some issues previously. Oh, those are all new.
Maybe they kept popping.
Yeah. So I think we'll start with this. We'll use this as a starting point.
Yeah, that'll be a reason why maybe that thing is acting all funny.
And we can just see.
But luckily, I think I've got majority of these at home. I've got spare.
No problem.
Hopefully.
Other than that, I think this bike is just a bit dirty. It needs a good clean.
Yeah, and probably going to be respraying the wheels, respraying the tank,
And shine.
and then
Some elbow grease. They've changed the antenna to this. And they didn't put the screws back on. The ignition doesn't look like it's been removed, which is good.
because usually the ignition, the ECU, and what else usually goes in a pair, correct? And the cluster, I think. At least now we've got a list of things to do now.
I thought the list was going to be much longer. To be honest, you know, when you look at it the first time, you're like,
Oh damn!
what's
What?
in my shop now?
Where did this guy get this thing from?
Hey,
Yeah.
dude, where does this thing come from? Sure, so a real wheel speed sensor, and then we can dive into the electrics at the back there.
I think that's going to be almost like a full day type of thing, huh?
Let's open and see what's going on there first. But there's either something along the circuitry of the bike that's shorting, that's giving an earth to this cluster that's making everything illuminate, or there's a problem on the circuit board inside this
The cluster itself.
cluster. Yeah, I'm leaning.
Oh, there we
more,
go, 23,900. Yeah.
I'm leaning more towards the problem being inside the cluster
Rather than on the actual
rather than on the
motorcycle.
actual bike. But yeah, we have to check both. Eh?
Okay.
Why is that off here? Why is that being rejoined? Yeah. By something.
That-
Small things like that.
Yeah, I remember on my.
What is this? This is like an earth for something. What was this? Was this a tracker that was in here? Or did they make their own earth for a light? Did they have integrated tail lights on here?
Probably the integrated, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, so they probably had an integrated. But this would need to go onto the integrated tail light if this was the earth. Because this doesn't make any sense earthing it, yeah. So this was maybe for something
Else.
extra, an accessory or a tracker or
Bad workmanship, that's for sure.
something like that. You've taken the tank and everything off, right?
Yeah, previously.
And you had a look underneath, and how does everything look?
It was relatively clean.
Relatively clean.
Relative.
What? Say again?
Now it's time to check the motor. Dean wanted to make sure that the motor is running fine, and he's actually going to test and listen to the actual motor just to make sure that there's no funny sounds coming from the motor. Then we know mechanically it's fine. Then we just left it the electronics and everything else. Doctor! Still no?
Very, very quiet.
Okay.
Still good. Still good. Good. So overall, she's actually not in as bad shape as what it looks.
Maybe just a little bit of neglect, and probably because it is a bit of a golden oldie.
Yeah. Check what it says. Service 2000 January.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed about the S1000RRs, and it's just something that I've put together, is that every RR that's got high mileage on it and it's pretty banged up, these water pump covers, they fade, they turn grey.
Okay.
And this one is still pretty black, so
Okay.
it looks great. But do yourself a favor, next time you see an RR that's got high mileage, take a look at that water pump cover, you'll check they start to turn grey after some time.
Okay.
This one is still black, so
It's just
I use that as like it's just something that I've
Like a-
noticed with
like
all
a
the RRs.
Uh-huh.
So you look like you're still good.
Okay.
It's still black, baby.
Okay. Being black. Let me not say what I was about to say. Okay, so yeah, at least now we've got a roadmap with Dean. So after here, we're going to be putting out a roadmap of what we're going to be doing next and all that. So catch that in the next video coming up.